Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into the Untamed. We're diving into episode 35. Y'all, I'm just now, like, not just now realizing, but like kind of mentally consciously aware, like we've reached past the halfway point at this, and we are like we're digging in the trenches. We are approaching that finish line. I won't say so quickly because there's still like what 15 20ish episodes left, so it's still gonna take us some time, especially for my people who are only watching this on YouTube. It's gonna take y'all definitely some time. Over here on Patreon, we are quite a few episodes ahead, but my YouTube people, it's gonna take some time for y'all to catch up, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there eventually. But yeah, last episode was a little bit lighter. We ended with Wuxian basically judo chopping his nephew and saying, okay, at least I can transfer curses to my own body, which I'm like, I don't know if your new body needs any more curses in it right now. You've already lived with that before you died, but you know what? You're saving your nephew. I get it. So we're going to see what happens as a result of that and just see where else other things go. See what happens when Chang comes back and realizes that Wuxian is no longer there. Throw another temper tantrum, probably. As always, full reactions will be available on Patreon as well as early access. Okay. So now we got some other mysteries. It took me a minute throughout the episode, like when the sword spear whatever was like shaking in the bag. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Because it's been so long since we've been in the present day, and I forgot about the whole sword spirit and the Mo family and all that stuff. They were a distant memory in my mind. The things that happened in episode 1, like I remember them, but like the whole shenanigans with the family, and then I also remembered Wuxian having like whatever marks on him because he needs to take vengeance against these people. Like that all seemed like such a distant memory. There's been so much that has happened, so many details that have unfolded since then that like I completely forgot all about that. So there were a lot of parts throughout this episode where things were mentioned, details were mentioned, names were said, and I'm like thinking I know what's happening, and then a little bit further in the episode I'm like, oh, we weren't talking about that, we were talking about that. Oh, or we're not talking about this person, we're talking about that person. Oh, and like all these like little puzzle pieces start clicking together. I'm like, oh shit, oh yes. So it's who knows, I might have to go back to like episode 1 and rewatch the first like 10-15 episodes or something just to, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just keep powering through this, otherwise we'll never get through this series if I go back and rewatch it before I move forward. But yes, so Sword Spirit is out here leading them around for reasons, either to find its owner, to find the person who killed his owner, to whatever. Sword Spirit's leading them on this wild goose chase, and they're just running around finding all these things. So we picked up where we left off with Wuxian moving the curse from his nephew over to himself, and then he meets up again with Lan Zhan, and Lan Zhan can instantly sense something's wrong with him. Like Wuxian had the slightest hint of a limp, and he's like, girl, what's wrong? And Wuxian's like, nothing. And he's like, lifts up the skirt. He's like, did you transfer the curse from your nephew? He's not upset, but like he's very in tune with Wuxian. So, he offers to give him piggyback. Wuxian's like, I don't need no piggyback. It's like, well, you offered to give me a piggyback once before. It's like, you are misremembering. I didn't do a damn thing. I'm like, lies of Manila. We all know you did. And even though Lan Zhan's not the one controlling the flashback, so he's not like, hey, I got receipts, here's a flashback. He's got the show creators on his side. Like, okay, you want to pretend like this didn't happen, but here's a flashback that we all remembered happened. And Wuxian's like, nope, I never said that. You must be misremembering things. And Lan Zhan's like, you know what, I ain't got time for this shit. Throws his ass on his back and is like, let's go. So he gives him the piggyback ride, and they go to this inn where Sweet Boy from the Ni clan, who I guess is now the leader, was waiting for them, and they questioned him because he was the person who we saw like vacating the air very rapidly after they escaped from the tomb. And through their questioning, they discovered just the history of the legend of this man-eating forest or whatever tale. You know, first this particular cave started as a place to house their ancestors' weapons that only recognize their ancestors as their master, and they've got lots of just energy, lots of dark aura about them, and they get angry, they get irate, and you know, people try to handle them and they start going crazy and whatnot. So they're like, okay, we're gonna store these weapons and you know, try and contain this evil, since we don't know how to purge it. We can't cast a little spell or something. We can't have Longjong come with his zither and start playing some beautiful music. Like we can't do nothing. We just gonna trap them, trap the evil, and hope for the best. And they kind of used that and what happened with the grave robber, the tomb robbers, tomb raiders, how they ended up getting eaten alive by the cave and the spirits and whatnot. They're like, okay, we will use this as a tale to just keep people away, because if we can keep people away, then no harm will come to them. So it was like this big threefold kind of thing. This first lie will keep away normal people. If normal people aren't afraid, cultivators will go through. Second lie will keep away the cultivators. Third lie will keep away this. But like if you've got a high level cultivator or something like that, then they're not going to be afraid of this nonsense, and then they'll see through the things. But we got to the bottom of that, and later that night, Longjong and Wuxian were still just chit-chatting, talking, seeing how the curse mark has already gone up to his thigh, and then once he revealed his thigh, the sword spirit started freaking out. I'm like, girl, it's just a thigh, calm down. It's not like he took his pants off. Let's calm down. We don't need to freak out just yet. But it starts dancing all over the damn room, and like, okay, let's start playing this song, and we're gonna, you know, calm it down or purge it or whatever. And they came to the conclusion that whatever the curse was in his leg was kind of aggravating or setting off this sword spirits. Are like, maybe it's trying to tell us something. There's something in the cave we need to investigate. So they go back to the cave and start investigating, digging up the bodies, looking at the swords, this, that, and the other. And then they start, they're like, okay, well, are these all your ancestors' sabers? And the little knee boy's like, yes. And then Longjong's like, bitch, who you lying to? Don't lie to me. Don't forget that I know about your brother. I know what his sword looks like. His sword ain't here. And then we had a flashback about his brother getting potentially possessed. It didn't look like he was a demon puppet, but some sort of influence, some sort of dark influence on him from some outside force. And conveniently, Meng Yao was there. Again, I'm not gonna let it die, y'all. I'm not gonna, until I reach the end of this series and Meng Yao has been vindicated of all crimes and whatnot. I am not gonna let it go. He is too suspicious, and I don't trust him. I've not trusted him for a very long time. And once Topher don't trust you, it's very hard for Topher to be on your side. Hell, if you've watched my reactions to Only Friends over on Femmes React, y'all know I ain't trusted Top since episode 1, and I have been so damn dismissive of every single act he does, whether it is good, bad, indifferent, because I don't trust him. Meng Yao, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I do not trust him. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and I ain't been to the gym in a very long time, so I can't throw him very far. I do not trust that man. And like I said during that scene, or during that flashback, they could have shown anybody, absolutely anybody there when little brother came along and discovered that big brother's been possessed or whatever and he's lost his damn mind. They could have showed anybody else there to have also witnessed this. It could have been one of the servants. It could have been one of the people from the army. It could have, like, there could have been anybody, but the writers, the creators, the director, whoever chose to show me Meng Yao. I have not seen Meng Yao since we've come back to present day. Since we left flashback, I ain't seen him. So the first time you were showing him to me, he just happens to be at this place where the person he used to live with, work with, whatever, before he accidentally killed, defended himself, whatever, against his general way back when, however many 20 something episodes ago. So the person who he spent so much of his life being with and whatnot, you're telling me that his distrustful ass all of a sudden just happened to be here when he lost his mind and went crazy? Nah, fam. It is too convenient. And who knows, maybe it is coincidence. We might get to episode 50, 51, however many episodes there are, and find out that Meng Yao didn't do a damn thing. He hasn't hurt a fly. He hasn't done a damn thing. But you know what? Right now, I do not trust him. It is too convenient. It is too convenient for me that he just happened to be there when all of this shit was going down. It's too damn convenient. Don't trust it. Anyway, sorry to go on that little tirade. We're now suspecting that the sword spirit is trying to lead us to what was the brother's title's name? Red Master Mountain Lightning Saber Man. I don't remember what his brother's title was. But his brother. They're trying to lead us to his brother because his brother, he started whiling, he started going crazy, and nobody's seen the body. Just like when Wuxia died, nobody could find the body. And that's one thing Wuxia said, is like, is he like me? Because like when I died, I don't know where the hell I went. I don't know where I've been the last 16 years. You want to ask me where I went? I don't know. And nobody could find a body. There was not a single drop of a skeleton, of nothing. Nobody could find a damn thing. So, and you know, there's the speculations that potentially the other person who was playing the flute on that battlefield that we saw episode 33, when Wuxian stopped playing the flute, and then all of a sudden the smoke demon started turning from just scaring the people to killing the people. Perhaps the person who was playing the flute also had something to do with Wuxian's disappearance. The fact that he fell off this cliff and there was no sighting of him anywhere. Nobody could find a drop. So maybe there's some magic at play there. And maybe if that is the case, it might also be similar things to what happened to Sweet Boy's brother who lost his mind, and, you know, just we haven't seen him either. Who knows? There could be some relation, or there could be absolutely no relation, and these are two unrelated things that are going to converge into something. Don't know. Maybe it's related to what was the one guy's name? They finally said it. I've been mentioning his name as potentially being the person who had the other flute, who we ran into at the mansion with the. Hold on, I'm scrolling through here, seeing if I can find the name. No, not so long, although we'll talk about them in a second. Zhu Yang. I remember talking to him. Maybe he had something to, maybe he's the other person with this flute. Who knows? Maybe he is. I don't know. Or maybe he's got. There's so many just like people who were very suspicious early on that have just kind of vanished, where I'm like, okay, maybe this detail is coming back into the picture now. So maybe that guy that we mentioned, that we finally got, you know, more mention of him this episode. Perhaps he is the person with the flute. Perhaps he's working with the person with the flute. Perhaps they're completely unrelated and he's got some other ulterior motive. I don't know. He was a little crazy. He a little crazy in the head. So I don't know if he out here playing flutes and whatnot. He seemed at that particular point not to be so much of the crazy, calm, flute playing mastermind sort of thing, as he was just kind of a crazy loose cannon flying by the seat of his pants. I'ma just watch the world burn and just start killing people kind of guy with my hands and my weapon. But you know, who knows? Maybe he knows how to play a flute. He seemed more like a henchman in that instance than he did like an evil mastermind. But things could have changed. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, so he's out there in the world somewhere. Apparently, he came to the Golden Unicorn, and they're like, we need to punish him. And the Jin leader's ass is like out here vouching for him, and which again, hella suspicious. I've trusted the Jin leader almost as little as I have Meng Yao. I have made my feelings about him very clear throughout the last like 5-10 episodes. I don't like that man, and the fact that he is dead in this universe makes me happy. I'm quite pleased with finding out that little bit of knowledge. But the fact that he's out here vouching for this guy, and they even had that flashback where it's like, oh, you guys say that he killed 50 men at this way. Do you have any proof? Can I not protect one man? And I'm like, oh, the nerve, the unmitigated gall of this man. How dare he? Because again, every single instance of them trying to crucify Wuxian in the past was done without the slightest shred of evidence, the slightest bit of proof. All Wuxian did was stand up and talk against whatever morals or rules that cultivating world had in place, because their moral compass was very skewed, we will say, to put it lightly. So Wuxian spoke on the skewedness of their moral compasses, and they did not like being told about themselves. But that is the only thing that they had actual proof of. Just about everything else that they were out here accusing Wuxian of, they had no proof, but they had already decided that he was the villain, he was the bad guy, and it doesn't matter what proof they have or did not have, they were going to crucify him. Wuxian, he's got the yin iron. What proof do you have? Oh, he was playing some instrument and it had power. Did you see him with the yin iron? Did you see him melt down the yin iron and turn it into a flute? Did you see? No. Same argument he was using to defend Zhu Yang. Did any of y'all see this? No. What proof do y'all have? None. Okay. Innocent until proven guilty. Unless your name is Wuxian. If your name's Wuxian, then I'm sorry. You're guilty regardless. So like him using that argument, I was livid. I'm like, no, sir, the nerve of you. So yes, I guess he's got off scot-free, and who knows where he is in the world right now. But apparently his influence had something to do with the death of what was his name? Xiao Jingchen, and I'm like, no, don't tell me that. Now, at first, when I saw that name pop up, I saw Song Lan and I saw Xiao Jingchen. So I saw Lan and I saw Jingchen, and my head was combining these names together, and I was thinking of Lan Zhan's brother, and I was like, don't you tell me that his ass is out here missing. Don't you tell me his ass is out here dead. Don't you tell me this. No. But then as the conversation was going on, I started piecing together, okay, we're not talking about his brother. Thank God. Still don't know what happened to his brother. I pray that his brother is alive in this timeline. Please, and thank you. But then I realized we're talking about the couple that we met at the manor, the whole demon mansion thing. The same episode we met what the hell is his name? Zhu Yang. And I was like, no, that's even worse. I mean, it's not, I won't say that it's even worse than if Lan Zhan's brother died, but I'm like, it's pretty high up there. Like, don't tell me that. Even though I only had like 1 or 2 episodes with them, still, y'all tell me the only established other gay couple in this universe, you go have them out here No, don't you kill off my gay, even though we can't technically call them gay in this universe because gay doesn't exist. Blah, 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 blah. Bromance, whatever. Bromance my ass, whatever. Bromance my ass, okay? Y'all can't take the other ship in this couple and just kill them. No, I do not like it. I am unhappy about this. And then you're going to let that Zhu Yang out here wild. No, don't like it. Not a fan. And then there at the end, Wuxian he was talking again. It's like, I can't believe that after 16 years, bitches still out here with my name in their damn mouth. Still out here mixing me up with all this trouble that I have been dead. I have been dead and gone for 16 years. Why am I being blamed for this stuff that happened yesterday? I was not here. Why am I getting blamed for shit that happened while I was buried under the ground or wherever the hell I was, whatever state of limbo I was in? So I was not here. Why am I being blamed for this? Why am I rounded up with this bitch's name? Keep my name and this bitch's name out of the same sentence, please, unless it is Wuxian took this person down and showed how righteous Wuxian is. Keep my name and his name away from each other in sentences, please and thank you. And Lan Zhan was just like, yeah, it is disappointing. Life is disappointing and unpredictable. And he threw that shot back, and we already know that the Lan clan, they are not known for drinking their alcohol. We know that Lan Zhan does not have a high tolerance for alcohol. We know that his brother is able to like use his golden core to purge the alcohol or burn off the alcohol inside of his system. So he's found a kind of workaround when it comes to drinking in like social public settings and whatnot. But Lan Zhan has not cultivated that power, and he's not a big drinker. So for him to opt to take this shot, knock it back as aggressively as he did, with the look that he had in his eyes, you can see that he is struggling. He is struggling with pretty much similar things that he was struggling with back when we were in the time jump, towards the end there, where it's like, you know, he grew up with these morals, rules, regulations in place. This is what is right. This is what is wrong. Everything is black and white. He met Wuxian. Wuxian fucked his world up, turned it upside down, and made him question everything he ever thought about. And by the end, when Wuxian was, you know, by the time he was getting ready to die, all that kind of stuff, Lan Zhan was already in the state of just questioning everything, because it's like he had been raised to just do what you're told, follow the rules. And now meeting Wuxian, he's learning to think for himself and just questioning the validity of the things, the structure that's in place. So now throughout this conversation, they're talking, and you could see from that moment, like, he is still questioning that validity of these power structures that are in place, where it's like, it does not make sense. It is unpredictable and it don't make sense. It does not make sense. I was raised to believe that this was right, but I'm seeing things and it don't make sense. Throw this bitch back. Yeah, I'm very interested to see where the next couple episodes take us. But yes, I don't trust Meng Yao. I don't trust him. At the end of the day, he's the evil mastermind until someone shows me differently. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all of my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.